here on top of Mom and Dad's silo, working on our star we've had since we were little kids. You can see this is our second strand of lights on here, and not sure why we didn't take the old one off, but no one can tell, except that I'm putting it all over YouTube now. But there's a couple bulbs I'm not able to get to come on, so we might have to get a new strand of lights for next year. But I at least got this point working over here. This is how we this is like a drone before we had drones, you know. It's a nice view. So, well, I'd say my truck has got its air pumped up now, and we were gonna haul some manure out, so I better get going.
Meet the Peterson family. Our dad, the three Peterson brothers, and our families farm together in central Kansas. Our family farm started in 1882 and has been raising cattle and crops ever since. Please subscribe to this channel and give us a like and a comment if you enjoy the video.
Alright, he's loading one set of bale forks with another set of bale forks because I gotta go load some millet bales, and that tractor has the pallet forks on it and not the bale spikes. So I'm out here loading straw. I was loading millet too. I did 23 bales of that to hold that back for that house. Now I'm loading 23 bales of straw. Although I can't film very much because I woke up in the middle of the night to put my toddler back to bed and did not plug my phone back in. And so it was only at, I don't know, it was well below 50% when I started the day. And now it's at 6%. So it's surviving just enough that I can listen to a podcast, but not enough to film. Okay, I got the load loaded. There was 23 bales here, which is an even load. There's 23 bales down around that corner. These straw bales are from the wheat. We planted the millet forage blend. We grazed off the blend, pulled up the fence, and put that fence over at Greg's. Now the field's open. It's gonna stay like this all winter until spring planting. And now is our time to get the bales off. So I have another load to come get, but that'll have to be another day. About time to start chores now. And I think Nathan said he needs help hanging a gate. So I gotta finish that with him before chores. All right, Dad's gonna do some scraping. This pen has a pretty high mound, so it's dry up there. And he did some of this with the loader. So there's dry spots, but he's gonna pile some of the stuff that's freeze dried up a little bit now. All right, trying to get these cattle moved. Dad's using his tractor instead of his normal four-wheeler. He's in here scraping this pen. Trying to move these cattle just around the corner into 7. Get them out of here. They usually leave this pen really easily, but that's because they're going straight down this alley. Well, this time we wanted them to make this 90-degree turn, and they saw some of them standing up here that had already made the turn, so they wanted to just go right through that fence. But these cattle are lined up at the bunk. This one back here seems to have a limp. Looks like a number 2, tag number 2. So gotta come back here. When they're not eating, you gotta figure out the reason why they're not eating. And usually they're feeling some form of discomfort, either they're sick or have a cough or something. But anyway, I think this one, well, doesn't seem to have a limp from what I can tell, but he's coughing a little bit. So I'll keep watching him as I bring him out of the pen and toward the chute to decide which antibiotic to give him. Gotta take him out between those gates and hope no other cattle will go out with him, and I won't have to spend time sorting them off. All right, good job. Good job, heifer. Made that not too difficult on yourself or me. Okay, this is Dad's main feeding tractor. It has bald tires. Look at those. We have worn them out. So we're gonna get new tires. I don't know if he's getting just fronts or if he's getting all 4, but drive it over to the tire shop. The month of December always has really good sunrises and sunsets. I'm kind of too late on this one to get all the color, but anyways, feeding out my first load here. Bunks are empty, cattle are hungry. As far as I know, I think today is going to be a manure hauling day with 1, maybe 2 trucks. Got to make a trip to Abilene to get something from Abilene Machine. And Greg is drilling some triticale for a neighbor. And I think Nathan was trying to do some fall chemical. He did some yesterday. and he wants to get some more done. That decreases how much spraying he has to do in the spring, and it's a residual that he's putting down. So it'll keep some of that stuff that pops up really early in the spring from growing. Okay, I took out these hoops. Go in this gray end dump and haul some manure with it instead of grain or anything. Okay, dumping some manure off here. I'm on my second load of the day. So we're hauling this nice dirt that was taken out from by the river. Much better for growing crops, but it was sitting in a pile here. I think he dumped at least 5 or more loads. This is the last one he's gonna do. And we're digging out some of the gravelly dirt right there by the pivot center. We're hauling that back to the home place, putting in some places that we need kind of gravel, but it doesn't have to be super nice gravel. But anyway, so the trucks are hauling both ways. Hauling dirt there, manure back, and we're gonna improve this ground hopefully a lot with all this manure and getting that gravelly stuff out of there from the old railroad. It's been many years, it's been farmed through for many years, so it's not only gravel left, but we're still trying to make it better. Now that new dirt, he's smoothing out. Alright, he's making a few last dumps here before we take the loader home. You can see the gravelly texture of that soil. I'm trying to make it very rough too. Okay, I'm just gonna take this buildup of manure behind the bunk pad, this concrete pad, out, and a little bit of the slop, and get this hauled out. Okay, I drove down the feed truck to do my dad's chores down here tonight. We got those tucked away, and now I'm gonna drive this back to my house, get it tucked away in the shed. It's supposed to rain tonight. Star of Bethlehem. My parents have always put a star up on their silo. Got a little late on me, but I kind of knew that it was going to be that way, so I warned my wife it was going to be dark before I came in. Basically, I've been starting chores between 3:45 and 4:15, and then hoping to be in by about 5:30, but sometimes that flexes forward to 5:15 or gets pushed back to like 6 o'clock. Getting some calves. We wore out the key to our payloader, so for a while we used a wire with a manual switch and a battery disconnect until we got the new key ready to put in. And now we're gonna have the key in the same space again. All right, we got the orange version of the Sidekick this time. The last one was camo. We moved all the stuff that was in the old one just right into here. I'm out here with these cows. Their water tank has plenty of water. They also have a pond, but it's pretty low, so we thought we'd rather haul water before it gets totally freezing. But when it's not super hot, cows drink way less water. In the summer, they'd be drinking a tank. This many cows would be drinking a tank like that in just like, a couple days. And now it lasts 2 weeks. Looking at a couple things here. That's basically my biggest calf out here. It was born in the summer rather than the fall. Out of this cow who's limping, and I think I'll have to cull her after this year. She limped a little bit last year, but then she was fine at weaning time, and she's always pretty full, but I think this might be her last year raising the calf. But I kept one of her heifer calves last year, and I might keep this heifer calf again this year. You see 618, she's got a full mouth of leaves. Sometimes when I'm out here, they just come and stand and look at me rather than keep on munching. Because I think I'm going to give them something, but I don't have anything to give them today. It's one of my only white-faced mamas in the herd right now, but I'm going to have a bunch more white-faced mamas next year. Okay, so down here there's still tons of forage for them to eat. I mean, they could be supplemented with some energy because they have plenty of protein from all this. They're real loose. Yesterday was cold and rainy, so that's why I didn't think the cows, they didn't look as in good a flesh as I was hoping to. They still have lots of stuff like this, these radishes here to eat. So you can pull this one out of the ground. I mean, it went down a lot deeper than that, but that's lifting the soil up a little bit. Then if they don't eat it, it'll decompose. Be good for the soil. The other species are producing a good mat of coverage for the soil, and they're feeding the cows. And then this will be probably beans next year. Quite the sunrise this morning. These cattle are eating. These cattle are about to be eating. Okay, we're hauling out slop with a tractor. This is the tractor we put new tires on, so it's doing a better job than our payloader would maneuvering the mud. But we're not hauling this to the field we were hauling the other stuff to. That field's like 7 miles away. We're just hauling this to the pin, well, to the field right south of our farthest south pin. So we don't have to go on the road. We don't have to drive in the field for more than like 100 feet before we start spreading. And we can't fill them very full. Like dry manure, you can pile these up, but with wet manure, you just kind of have to fill part way.
Well, last year I thought it was going to be a wet winter, and then it was another dry one with another dry summer. But it's kind of looking like this winter might be a wet winter because we have another chance of rain for like 3 days in a row right over Christmas, which won't be very fun. Here we are spreading the wet stuff. We're in our nice planter tractor, so while you know, the grain farmers are in shining their tractors during the winter in their shops, we're getting ours totally muddy, which hurts my farmer planter tractor heart, but it is what it is. Do what you gotta do. The cattle paid some bills this year with how dry everything was for the crops. Hopefully now with some rain next year we'll grow some good crops. So the 7430, it has a more bulky loader that's harder to see around, where this loader, Dad can just see exactly what he's doing, so that's what he likes to do.
I think Nathan and Dad hauled out probably 6 loads or something with that one. I'm on my 4th. Okay, moving some nice heifer calves today. Got them out of the pen with the side kick there. Putting them, they're transitioned now from starter to grower 1. So I'm putting them into this grower 1 pen that wasn't all the way full. We'll put some other cattle in this smaller pen that holds about 50 to 55. Probably put this pen 4A just straight across into 8B.
It is December 21st, and we are going to fire up the cattle pot here. Kendall's going to haul a load of cattle in, but I've got to air up a tire on it first while he's going to get the cattle out of the pen. And then after that, I'm going to haul some manure with my dad and Nathan. Nathan's spreading the manure we've already hauled, and then Dad and I are going to bring him some more to spread. So just another cattle day. Going to open up the hydraulic door. Kind of a cloudy day today. It's supposed to rain later, I think. Very humid. All right, we are loading out of this pen with 2 trucks. It's a little muddy, so it's kind of tricky to navigate with the trucks, but we're getting it done.
Well, I'm out spreading some manure again. Here's our nice cracked windshield. We're here by the highway, so everybody driving by is getting a nice whiff of this nice wet stuff. It's only been piled a couple days, but it's a little stinky. But it's supposed to rain again this afternoon, and we're supposed to get like an inch of rain on Christmas Eve or something. And maybe it's a good thing it's not really cold, or maybe it's a bad thing. I'm not sure because nothing's freezing. But anyways, I'm trying to get this spread before it rains. We might haul a little more over here, but anyways, it'd be nice to get it done for before the worst of the winter. We can make piles in the pens and save it to haul out in the summer. If your piles get too big in December and you still have to make it through March, it's a little risky. So we've been getting it out.
Well, we got this manure spread just in time before the rain. Look at all that poo flung everywhere. Thanks for watching, everyone. Check out our music videos linked in the description. You can also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Snapchat, and explore our website, www.petersonfarmbrothers.com. See you guys next time.